wiped out LA Matadors tonight, but this could be different. Paul Koon III takes on Javier Torres. Paul also from the US, so too Javier, so both from the United States, but let's see what this final bout brings us. Ringside, it's Mayanti.
For all of you watching at home, we are missing you. I hope you're here next time because the excitement here at the T-Box is absolutely electric. All these fans here to support the Venky's Mumbai fighters and overall Indian boxing in general. It's a definite shot in the arm, but look, enough talking. Let's fight because our next category is ready. It's the heavyweight category. The visiting side from the blue corner. He's got a 3-4 WSB record, a silver medalist at the 2009 National Championships, representing the Los Angeles Matadors. Give it up for Javier Torres.
Javier Torres, the monster. I fight for my dream. Become the first Mexican American to win the heavyweight title. I get pumped up when I hear the fans cheer for me. It's a good feeling. From bell to bell, it's gonna be a war. You better watch out, cause that monster's coming for you. When you go home that night, I'm gonna make sure you remember me.
Look, I be riding through my old hood, but I'm in my new whip. Same old attitude, but I'm on that new shit. They say they gon' ride me, see me never do shit, cause they know that's the reason they gon' end up on the news clip. Audemars on my wrist, bust down. We popping bottles like I scored a winning touchdown. Remember me dead broke, look at me up now. I run my city from South Philly back to Uptown.
And his opponent today from the blue corner. He's a 3-time gloves champion, was the US Boxing Athlete of the Month, representing the Venky's Mumbai fighters. Put it together, people, for Paul the Machine Koon.
जो परवाज़ें रोके हर ऐसी बंदिश के मुंह पे डिशू दुश्मन की चौखट पे जाके उसकी हर साजिश के मुंह पे डिशू 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 हर दुश्मन के मुंह पे डिशू डिशू
So the big boys are in the ring. I wonder how tough a task is going to be for our judges. It's the final fight tonight. Ravi, just a quick reminder that the light-heavy contest wasn't on today because of a mishap with the LA Matadors. Their designated fighter unfortunately couldn't make it here to Mumbai, which gave Marco Salic a walkover. And that was the bonus point that we were talking about earlier on. Because of that, it was almost a 2-0 for the Mumbai fighters even before the evening started out, with an exhibition bout in the bantamweight, a walkover in the lightweight category, and of course 2 wins so far in lightweight and middleweight for Venky's Mumbai fighters. They've had a terrific night, and so they're 4-0 tonight. This is our final bout. Well, we still haven't seen the face of Paul Koon III. Was 2-0 last time around, and is pretty heavily muscled. So we've got to say we're in for, we think, a terrific finale tonight.
It certainly looks like a terrific finale. There you see Paul Koon III there representing the Venky's Mumbai fighters. Javier Torres comes in with a win in the last appearance. That was against Astana Arlans. Scored a split 2-1 decision against Dozhan Ospanov of the Astana Arlans. So he's certainly got Referee is Michael Gallagher of Ireland. Will be taking charge, and once again, just to remind all our viewers that we've moved on from middle to heavy, skipping light heavy, because light heavy was awarded to the Venky's Mumbai Fighters, and 4-0 is the score in the contest so far. And LA Matadors, well, they've lost the opportunity to pick up even that 1 point that they could have had.
Well, the big boys, like I said, are in the ring, and I tell you what, the crowd is holding its breath, because here's where you see a few knockouts once in a while, some TKOs as well. They haven't really landed big one. As I said, that Koon lands a right, both very heavily muscled, in good shape. And I'm sure that Koon will try and ensure it's a 5-0 sweep for Venky's Mumbai Fighters. We'll see.
Well, if they get a 5-0, that will certainly help their standings, because at the moment they are behind Astana Arlans, tied on the points, but 7-8. But they, on the overall points tally, they are behind. So a 5-0 victory would give them advantage. It's a big swing and a miss from Paul Koon, but he's certainly looking to finish this one off very, very quickly.
Yeah, but Javier Torres is no pushover. The 2009 national champion. Well, actually, silver in the national championship. 1-0 so far. A points win over Ospanov earlier on in the season. Seems to be a pretty organized boxer. Torres has a nice high guard, unlike Jean, whose guard's a little lower, sets himself up.
Paul Koon is certainly showing more aggression so far, and has managed to land at least 2 lefts, so he would have the advantage going into the final minute into the first round of this heavyweight contest. But Paul Koon showing a better speed, glove speed certainly, and that has thrown Javier Torres a little off balance.
Well, both are of similar height, but Torres fights a little straighter, taller, and Koon happy to bend down a bit, waiting for the lunge.
This time again a left lands from Paul Koon. Hitting the gloves don't really impress the judges, and don't have much of an impact on the rival boxer. Approach the final 15 seconds, round number 1.
The crowd's really getting into this one. The final exchange benefiting Torres, but again, very, very close. Both the super heavies just testing each other in that first round.
Come on, double your punches up.
Venky's Mumbai Fighters didn't have too much luck in this weight category. It was Rollins who was knocked out cold by the Dinamo boxer Makhmudov, Alexanbek Makhmudov, while Kishan Kumar, well, he was toyed with by Clemente Russo. I think Russo, the world #1, showed enough mercy. But this is one weight category where Venky's haven't done too much. And there you see, it's red. So Paul Koon has got the nod from all 3 judges in round number 1.
Well, the other choices for LA Matadors, Sean Turner from Ireland. They've got Aryawi Mojid Mohammed from Morocco, who's pretty good, 3-2 so far, and David Imosiri as well, who's done rather well, 6-2 for the LA Matadors. But today they had to go with Javier Torres. Not their #1 heavyweight, we've got to admit. But that's the whole point of having at least a 4-person squad in every weight category. Got to have lots of options. Nice combination by Koon. Don't think he hurt Torres there.
Well, Javier Torres coming off a win against Astana Arlans, so he was certainly man who's got the confidence, because Sean Turner had lost the opening bout when LA were at home against Milano Thunder. With the contest they lost 4-1. 2 minutes into round 2, but Javier Torres, I must confess, is not yet looking at very compact, and Paul Jean Koon is getting the advantage of coming in close and landing a few. That's the he's coming in close but not throwing enough punches, Javier Torres, and that's, I think, is going against him, because he comes in, presents a target to Paul Jean Koon.
Well, Koon a little unhappy at that punch which landed and his back near the kidney area, but the referee was quick to separate the two.
Also landed on Koon's belt, which would the referee more worried. Referee Gallagher immediately signaling to Torres that he's got to keep those punches above the navel area. That is where the belt is technically.
Yeah, I dare suggest that the spectators here, this purpose-built T-Box mobile arena, which of course was set up by the franchise owners, Transstadia, of whom this is a speciality, right here at the Inorbit Mall in suburban Mumbai, are enjoying this contest, because not too often do we see these big, heavily muscled heavyweights in India. And they would all be a little bit in awe of what they see inside the ring right now. It's bruising work. A nice left landed by Torres. He has to come back from behind, having lost the first round in the eyes of all three judges.
Paul Jean Koon has made sure that he's scoring just enough. Once again, that right hook just connecting to the head. So Paul Jean Koon may have done just about enough as we approach the final 10 seconds of round number 2 in this final contest on the night. Venky's Mumbai Fighters already 4-0 on the night, and there's the bell signaling end of round number 2. But this is a fantastic achievement for a franchise that's making its debut in World Series boxing, that they are going at 4-0 against the America's champion of last season.
Well, the LA Matadors are a very strong team. They've added to their strength this year. And you make a good point about Venky's Mumbai Fighters. This is their opening season. They worked very hard. The entire team at Transstadia, the owners of the franchise, have ensured that they're competitive this year. They went down big time to Milano Thunder. They went down big time to Moscow Dynamo. But of course, they've got their walkover from, unfortunately so, from the Bangkok franchise, Bangkok Elephants, who were unable to fight because of well, the unfortunate situation in Bangkok and most of Thailand, the floods. But once again, Paul Jean Koon having done enough to impress the three judges, and he now leads overall. I know that the Sheikhs, Harish and Udit, have done a lot to ensure that the franchise doesn't lack anything. Great training facilities here in Mumbai, and of course, their first home contest was fought in Pune, inside a wonderful stadium. Oh, nice right again by Koon. But this is much better, Ravi. I like this open-air arena, the special T-Box facility. Allows a lot of fringe fans to come in and take a look at some of the action. And it's been a terrific night for the home franchise. Venky's Mumbai Fighters 4-0.
And being an open-air arena, you don't even need air conditioning. That's the best part, because that is
eco-friendly, isn't it?
Well, doesn't the air conditioning doesn't go too well with the men in the. So Paul Jean Koon is doing well, keeping Javier Torres 2 minutes in round number 3, and Paul Jean Koon doing just enough to justify his being chosen by Venky's Mumbai Fighters, and 5-0 would certainly go a long way in pushing them closer to that number 4 spot that Venky's Mumbai Fighters would be aiming for to book a quarter-final berth. Albeit it will mean that they will meet the number 1 team from Group B, but that doesn't really matter, does it?
Well, that's later, isn't it? Just for them to make the knockouts, which is to finish in the top 4 of their group, would be a terrific achievement for Venky's Mumbai Fighters. And here, Koon is doing enough to try and give them a 5-0. Needs to be careful, though. because Torres also carries a big punch. If the first two rounds went Koon's way, for the moment I've got to suggest that Koon has probably done enough to win the third round as well. Some big punches landing on Torres.
And don't forget, after this one, the Mumbai franchise has 3 more home bouts, and even a point there would certainly help them go a long, long way, because this bout against LA Matadors would have set the LA Matadors back big time, because what the 3 points will mean that Mumbai now go above LA in the table.
Oh, a couple of nice punches there by Koon. Good combination to the face, and that would have hurt Torres. Another glancing left. Clearly, Koon is ahead. He just has to watch out now. Shouldn't walk into anything big by Torres.
Paul Jean-Koon seems to be have this bout very much under control. Javier Torres started strongly, and again that left rocking Torres as we count down to the end of round number 3. Koon knows he has got this bout definitely under control. If you win 3 rounds, you can afford to relax a bit in the remaining 2, and Venky's Mumbai fighters will be pretty much satisfied. This has been an experiment, and this experiment has proved very, very successful. Holding it outdoors in suburban Mumbai, you've got people walking in to enjoy some good action in the ring, and with the home franchise winning, I'm sure next week's home bout against Astana Arlans will bring in more fans.
True, without question, Ravi. Tron Stadia, the management has done very well. There we are again. Koon once again ahead on all 3 judges' cards. That gives him a virtually unassailable lead. So strategy-wise, he doesn't have to do too much right now. The big man just has to stay away from the damage that Torres can inflict. No knockouts here for Koon, and he'll be all right. But yeah, just back to the hard work put in by Tron Stadia. It's been magnificent. Not too much experience in owning boxing franchises. They've turned up with the goods. Wonderful facilities for the boxers, and they are now beginning to deliver.
But certainly that a couple of wins on the belt, and certainly the crowds will also come flocking in, because everyone loves a winner. And with this kind of action available for such close quarters on a Friday evening, it's quite healthy, as Paul Jean-Koon once again keeping the crowd on the edge of their seats with his gutsy fighting, and Javier Torres has got to try and do something special. He needs to get a KO, otherwise it could be 5-0 without a problem, and Paul Jean-Koon is in absolutely no mood to oblige.
Kept up a decent guard, did Koon there. Nice combination attempted by Torres, and Koon is pretty happy to work the crowds here. After all, he is representing the home franchise. A little bit of showboating. He knows he's well ahead on points, so perhaps we can allow him that. He just needs to make sure he doesn't walk into a big Hail Mary by Torres. He's pretty careful, seems to have a fair amount of stamina still.
Yeah, he doesn't want to make the same mistake that Trent Rollins did in Moscow when he walked into a punch from Arslanbek Makhmudov and was knocked out cold. Didn't even need the referee to go through the count. The doctor was jumping into the ring before Trent Rollins hit the canvas.
Well, Makhmudov, of course, is a boxer with special ability. Big boy, Makhmudov. Let's not talk about him, because clearly a cut above the rest. But here, Torres unable to match the skills and the punching power of Koon, who has been marginally ahead on all the rounds so far, and the judges have reflected that.
I think even in this round, Paul Jean-Koon has done just enough to be ahead on all 3 cards. Torres now going for broke. He knows he's got to do something special, but Paul Jean-Koon making sure that he stays out of harm's way, and that's a good strategy. Less than half a minute remaining in round number 4, as Paul Jean-Koon in the black shorts is facing up to Javier Torres of LA Matadors in the red shorts. Venky's Mumbai Fighters leading this contest 4-0 and just one more round away from making it 5-0.
Big right there by Koon to finish the round. He's done enough for me to win the fourth round as well. Plenty of confidence. Working the crowd here at the Inorbit Mall in Mumbai. And I'm sure the crowd will get to know their boxers better as the World Series boxing marches on in its second season.
Well, the important thing is that the boxers are fighting in home conditions and taking full advantage. That's the advantage that helped them pick up 1 point against Milan. All 3 points here, and with 3 more home bouts to come, they are certainly looking a very good prospect for a quarter-final berth, and that will get people, Mumbai, involved, because this franchise, after all, belongs to the city. And once again, there you see the red getting the nod on the card of all 3 judges, and Paul Jean Koon is leading, holding a healthy lead.
Well, he's got the groove, does Koon. Moving with the music, much to the delight of the crowd here. And of course, he'd be pretty familiar with his home music. We did hear my auntie say earlier it's going to be Hollywood versus Bollywood, and it looks like Bollywood's done very well so far. But of course, that's just one way of putting it. Now, all Paul Jean Koon III needs to do in this 5th and final round is stay away from, oh, the big punches by Torres. Even as I said that, he absorbed it pretty well. The crowd silenced, wondering what's going on.
Well, Charu, it was quite noticeable that Irish referee Michael Gallagher immediately signaled that was as a no punch. So that would not have counted on the judges' cards. But Javier Torres knows that he's got to go for broke. He's got to get a knockout. Otherwise, this bout is as good as over.
Well, it's a clear strategy for Torres. He's got to knock Koon out. Easier said than done. Koon's a big boy as well, and he'll be smart enough to know that he shouldn't walk into any big punches. Stay away from damage. Pick up a couple points and move away. A little bit of showboating goes a long way with the crowd.
Lands a couple of combinations as well. So Paul Jean Koon has now started playing to the galleries. There you see that roar, which could bring the crowd to its feet. Let's not forget that not much at stake as far as the franchise is concerned. So Paul Jean Koon can afford to take it easy.
Couple of big punches exchanged by our heavyweights. And Koon still showing enough stamina to move reasonably well, stay out of trouble. Got to say, for a heavyweight contest, this has been pretty good. Not the big punches that have rattled the boxers, but still hard enough, and I think the crowd has enjoyed this heavyweight contest. So far, going easily Paul Jean Koon III's way.
Final minute of the contest. Round number 5 of the final bout of the night, and Paul Jean Koon looking very much in control. He's got things sewn up. Doesn't look like Javier Torres can come back and deliver a KO. Paul Jean Koon very smartly staying out of harm's way.
Well, that's what he needs to do. He's got crowd-pleasing ways about him, and there's no question that he's going to be a big favorite as he goes along in his career with Venky's Mumbai Fighters. Already way ahead on the judges' cards. If he can stay away, out of trouble in the next 15 seconds, he would have given Venky's Mumbai Fighters a 5-0 result.
Final throw of the dice by Javier Torres, but Jean Koon stays out of trouble, and that is the end of the bout. And Paul Jean Koon, just for staying on his feet on that 5th round, would have won this bout. And that is the stuff that Venky's Mumbai Fighters were looking for from their foreign recruits. And Paul Jean Koon now playing to the gallery after that victory.
Well, you can't blame him. That's what it's made of. Whoa, there's the punch that brought him down to the canvas. But the ref knew, Gallagher knew, There was no real sting in it. Look at the showboating going on there. Torres did come back very well in that fifth and final round. What a night for the home franchise. Well done, Stadia. You looked after your franchise very well. Venky's Mumbai Fighters tonight will go in for a 5-0 verdict over the LA Matadors. Not an easy team to defeat. They've done very well, Ravi.
And I'm going to ask you, what do you think? Was it the machine? Was it the Matador? It's a unanimous decision by the judges. Their scores: Judge 1, 49-46. Judge 2, 49-46. And Judge 3, 49-46. It's a unanimous decision. In the red corner for the Venky's Mumbai Fighters, the winner, Paul the Machine Koon.
And the machine has done it. Well, we know the final verdict going in Paul Koon's corner. He's done very well, showed a lot of skill, a lot of style too, Ravi, and that's important in this format of boxing. The crowd's warmed up to him.
Well, that certainly shows that the players have a lot of support, and the home advantage counts for a bit.